like to start us off and talk a little bit?
Hello, everybody. You ready for me? Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be here and so glad to see y'all here, and thank you for being here. I get to go to work every day to represent people like Shane and David and be the biggest cheerleader they got. And to promote free enterprise and entrepreneurialism and to keep business in business, find wonderful people that have got ideas like David and what Shane had years ago, and let them understand that their chamber and this community wants them here and wants them to grow and be successful and make a profit. And I think Shane can reiterate this too. And you have my permission to fail. That's the only way you can succeed. And I think you can know that Shane's road, that he'll tell you, has been quite a ride. But his passion for his business and free enterprise has kept him in business, and that's what I'm here to share with you, is the understanding that we are blessed every day to be in this country, to sit in this room and talk about your dreams and what you want to do when you grow up. And be able to take an idea and a dream that you've got, that you think that might work in this country or local community or region or wherever it might be, and be able to go start a business. And there's probably more countries in this world that where you can't do that than you can, but you can do it right here. So I get the privilege of being able to watch my heroes work and do what they do best. But I've got to create at the chamber an environment to where they can get started and grow and teach them things like David won our Edison project last year. First time we have done an entrepreneurial competition for new businesses. And David may be able to tell you better than me. He had a business getting ready to be established, but it's what he didn't know that probably surprised him more than anything, having gone through that competition. So I'm also here to encourage but discourage, because if you hadn't done your homework and you don't know what you don't know, you better hurry up and figure that out, because I don't want you getting in business before you're ready. So that's another opportunity that we've got. But these folks can't grow and make a profit unless quality of life and livability and workforce and all the issues that are affecting Catawba County are right for them to grow. And we've got to pay attention to that too. We've got 900 businesses that are members of the chamber. They don't have to be a member. But Shane and David and Garrett and this college and 900 other companies do it. It's just like putting money in the bank. They expect a return on investment. And I've got to figure out every day, what is that return back to their company? And if we're doing the job we're supposed to be doing, my job is to make their cash registers ring. Period. And for you out there that want to start a business or they're in business, I got to figure out how you get a few more customers. Because when we're successful, business is going to be successful in selling their products and services. And it's just as easy as that. I celebrated 39 years of doing this. I've done nothing else. I'm not an entrepreneur. I didn't have that dream like David and Shane, and I didn't go make and produce a product or a service on my own, borrowing money or going to a bank or anything else. So I'm a totally different end of the spectrum. But what I've done, and I know I've done pretty well over all these years, is to help communities grow, and that's why I'm here. I am here at this chamber where I started in 1973 when I graduated from Millar. My first chamber job was the Hickory Chamber. So who'd have thought all these years later I would be back and here before you as president of the chamber back when it was just the Hickory Chamber. But I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me. I'm very honored actually to be on this stage with these gentlemen, and I've only gotten to know these gentlemen through the past year. So these guys as a resource that are sitting in front of you is not that isn't something that comes very often. So I don't know them intimately, but their reputation precedes them because of the gentlemen that they are. So please take advantage of this opportunity. My background, I'm kind of a gypsy. I've lived all over this country of ours, West Coast, East Coast, up and down. I've been very blessed with a wonderful career in sales, in the pharmaceutical industry, and some other industries. And this entrepreneurialism is something that's new for me. So myself as a resource, I would say I would direct questions regarding what it takes to get started. I can define for you what I believe success is, and I'm sure we'll go through that. These other gentlemen can as well. But I'm on the front end of the learning curve, which is where many of you will be. Some of these gentlemen here have already gone beyond that part, are at the top of the bell-shaped curve, and are preventing to go down the backside of that curve. We're very blessed to be in this area. As I said, I've been all over this country. I've had opportunities to move back to California, to Pennsylvania, and I've actually turned down promotions so I can stay in this area. I would just say that this area provides not just a wealth of resources, but things that are really important to us on a day-to-day basis or in our lives, and that this area really values family as well as your work career. And that is a rare thing. You will go to many other communities, and it will be all about career. It's not like that here. And I think that's going to be the foundation of our success, is that where we put our values.
And I'm Garrett Hinshaw, and I serve as the president of Catawba Valley Community College, basically at the bottom of this institution, doing everything I can to support the faculty and staff and students who show up here every day. My job is to make sure that we have a lean, mean organization that can change at the drop of the hat, that can find the avenues and programs that are going to lead to employment for our students as they come through our doors, but also to partner with business and industry to assure that they have everything that they need to be sustainable and successful in this environment. And it's my great pleasure to be able to sit with these guys. These guys make my world go round and give me a lot to do. And you give me a lot to do because I listen. And that's one of the key things that we have here is that we listen to the people in our area, we listen to our students, we listen to our faculty and staff, and we're going to make sure that this does become the best community college in America. The community college system in North Carolina has been defined as the backbone of workforce development. And I think we have to focus on that every day. The quality that we provide in our classrooms, our teachers focus on being the best teacher they can possibly be each day that they walk in there with you. And then our students have to have opportunities once they graduate. If we're training you or educating you for programs where there are no jobs, we're not doing anybody any good. So we have to be able to change. And we both began new programs like mechatronics and entrepreneurship programs here. We place an emphasis on business and industry because we know that's what drives our economy. So just great to be here, and I'll try to answer any questions, or if I don't know, I'll ask the experts out here that work with me on a daily basis.
Thank you, Dr. Hinshaw. Can you hear me back there? Doesn't sound like I'm speaking directly into it. Pleasure to come before you today. It really is nice to be in this group and in this setting to be among some really unique thinkers and some really strong resource providers. I'm one of those, or the Economic Development Corporation here in Catawba County is specifically trying to do things that do foundational support for everything along the economic spectrum. And so while some people would say, oh, you only do big business, other people would look at us and understand that our role is to try and solve problems, whether they occur in an existing industry that's been operating here for many, many years, or whether it's somebody new like Apple coming into the area. Of course, this area has had a long history of entrepreneurship, and if you talk to the leadership in the community, you'll hear them say that a lot of times in the foresight initiatives that have been held over the recent, several iterations over the last 20 years. Everybody talked about the entrepreneurial spirit that was here. And I think there's a couple of things that sort of fall into that. One is sort of the combative nature of the people that are in this area. We sort of have a strong personal pride that helps people get out that door every day and want to kick somebody's butt, you know? Well, and I think that's happened in our businesses. We've just had that mentality, and that proliferated the number of businesses throughout Catawba County and the Catawba Valley. And that sort of combativeness or fighting instinct or whatever you want to call it is what helped us, and I think it still exists here, and we see evidence of it. The other is that the barriers to entry really weren't that great in the industry sectors that we had predominant here in Catawba County. You know, if you were in a furniture industry and you had a combative nature and you had a staple gun, all you had to do was basically walk outside your front door, walk down the road, and start up another operation. And so that ended up causing the manufacturing spirit that we have prevalent throughout this area. Another is the fact that there were so many manufacturers here that the cluster and the support mechanisms were here. You didn't have to worry about learning how to do things here. You had it down the street, or your neighbor had that intellect or technology or ability. So you had that. You had the supplies, the supply chain that was a part of that. All of that goes into the whole mindset that we have here. And so I think that one of the things that you've got to carry with you as you walk out of here and consider what options are there for me. You know, there's a lot of people that think, well, I'm going to have to go into IT or high tech or medical devices or something like that. When in reality, the more, I'm going to say common it is, the opportunity may be greater. If you look at, I'm reading a new book right now called Big, and it talks about probably one of the best franchise opportunities around is out of Australia, and it's called Jim's whatever. Jim's window washing, Jim's pet tank cleaning, you know, all this Jim's. If you want to look at a successful opportunity for entrepreneurship at a smaller level, it's among those more pedestrian things that you'll find out here. I mean, you can't hit upon necessarily that high barrier to entry idea if you don't have the ability to get involved in medical devices. Chances are you're not going to make a real strong play in that arena, but you can do it in an arena that you know intimately. I'll stand up here and say that Shane Cooper's been a phenomenal success despite the challenges that are out here. I'm a long-term cyclist, as is he. There are two things that I think are the greatest things that have been a part of my cycling world since running into Shane that first time. And that's my left DeFeet sock and my right DeFeet sock. He makes a great product, and I hope you all will understand the challenges after today that he's faced in this development. So Shane, I'll pass it to you.
Thank you very much.
That's good.
I'm honored to be here with these brilliant minds and your brilliant minds today. I did graduate from this fine establishment back in 1988. It took me 5 years, but I did it. I got a 2-year degree in electronics engineering. I used that engineering degree a little bit, but the ability to go to school, when I was born a dyslexic, which probably hampered my ability to go on to a further university. I also had ADI instead of ADD. I was a dumb idiot. But you know, I got through it, and this community college gave me the opportunity to study electronics. And I say I used it a little bit, but anybody that knew me in the beginning when I started DeFeet back in 1992 will tell you that I would be on the floor underneath a knitting machine with a circuit board in my hand. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that circuit board out because I didn't know how to put it back in, but I got them going. So I was very fortunate. I used to leave class here at night and go and train on my bicycle in the parking lot so I could ride with Scott Millar up the climbs. And this is the first time I've been back to the school since then. I believe entrepreneurship is chasing dreams, whatever those dreams are, and I see a lot of white uniforms out in the audience. And you might be thinking, well, I'm going into the medical field, I assume, with the white uniforms. What's that? Okay, well, there you go, starting your own business. I'm not a very good customer, by the way. Wait till you see my back. But, so, I sat with a gentleman the other evening in Montana, and his name is Warren Millar. He is the voice of skiing. He's 87 years old, and he has a foundation called the Warren Millar Freedom Foundation, and it's about entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship's not for everybody, but it is for everybody. And what he challenges people to do is to be an entrepreneur in the job that you have. Think creatively. Bring ideas to your superior. Those kind of things will get you promoted. Those kind of things will help you start your own business or brand. Living in North Carolina is a blessing, as we all know. Living in America is an even bigger blessing. And I immigrated with my family from England, and the reason we stayed in America was because of the opportunity that lay before us. Our family immigrated with the shirts on our backs. And my father worked very hard to build a small business. And you can't do that all over the world. And so you'll find a lot of the people that immigrate to a country like the USA turn out to love the USA just as much or more than the people that are living here. And that is why DeFeet still makes its left and right socks in Hildebrand, North Carolina. Because I would never venture to take this product over to China, which I could have done 15 years ago with everybody else. But we stayed put, and our small little brand is sold in 34 countries worldwide. We buy our yarn and boxes locally. We buy our gas and food and employ about 35, 40 employees locally. And we plan to continue to grow. And I want to congratulate Scott for bringing Apple to Catawba County. I'm a huge Apple fan, and who knows where that's going to end up, but I highly recommend Steve Jobs' book. And for a dyslexic like me, the iPod makes a wonderful, audible, what do they call those things, app that reads it to you. And I'm on the 28th hour out of 32 hours or something like that. It's a very long book. So anyway, thank you for having me today. You can ask me anything. I will answer anything. It's all my opinion. Thank you very much.